Hey everybody, thanks so much for joining us here on 9 News Watch. I'm meteorologist Chris Bianchi with an update on the snow, which does continue to fly in and around the Denver area, and especially for our friends in southeast Colorado. That's where the snow is at its heaviest right now. That snow will gradually taper off as we head through the rest of today. And we've got a slushy few inches of snow already out there. One thing I'm kind of concerned about tonight, though, is the potential for a flash freeze in those what are now wet roadways to turn to ice like this later on this evening. So let's start things out by taking a look at the good news side of things, which is we've picked up from our storm total about 0.6 of an inch of rainfall so far, or precipitation, rain, and melted snow equivalent. Yesterday we picked about 0.4. Yesterday alone we picked up about 0.4 of an inch of rain and melted snowfall. That made it our wettest day since last May, and that is great news for our ongoing drought. We are really starting to make a good dent in that drought. So great news, and we've got more moisture today. And by the way, more moisture early next week as well. So lots of good news for the drought. Now, the not so good news is, of course, we're still dealing with some bad roadways, especially in the foothills west of Denver and also over the Palmer Divide. That's where the snow is at its heaviest and where we picked up the most snow overnight, but that snow tapers off for everyone this afternoon. Maybe a few leftover flakes tonight, but for the most part, the big story tonight will be that potential for a flash freeze. Those temperatures that drop below freezing, that coinciding with sunset, and that will mean that those roads turn to ice very quickly. And I think we're going to have more in the way. Roads will be worse tonight than they will be during the day today, despite the fact that it's going to be snowing during the day today. The roads will be actually worse tonight. And then this weekend, temperatures warm back up again. Satellite radar imagery showing us that snow slowly starting to spin its way off to the south and the east, but still some heavier bands, especially from Lyman on east at I-70 and also from Pueblo on south along I-25. Start things out, though, in the metro area where it's still the foothills and especially the Palmer Divide and the southern foothills seeing the heaviest snow at this hour. That would be, say, in around Larkspur on north to about the Morrison areas where the snow continues to fall moderately, if not on the heavy side of things. Denver right now, generally light snow. I don't think we're looking at much in the way of accumulation here in town because of the sun being out, plus temperatures that are generally at or above freezing right now in and around the metro area. Southeast Colorado still seeing some heavier snow from La Junta and Highway 50 on west into Pueblo. Walsenburg, Trinidad, and Kim seeing some of that heavy snow at this hour as well. Now, all this snow, as I mentioned, is going to continue to spin its way up to the east. Still some leftover snow showers for us here in Denver throughout the day today, but I don't think we're going to be looking at much in the way of accumulating snow through the rest of today. It's going to be that snow that kind of melts on contact for just about for most spots. So on roadways, you'll notice it stay mostly wet. Even though it's snowing, again, the sun angle, relatively warm temperatures, that should keep roads mostly okay until tonight. Then tonight, even though the snow stops for just about everybody with a leftover snow shower in place, again, we'll see those temperatures drop off fairly quickly, and that will turn those wet roadways into icy roadways fairly quickly this evening. So keep that in mind if you're heading out and about this evening, that we will be looking at worse road conditions tonight than during the day today. Then we get a lot of sunshine until our next storm arrives on Monday. We'll have more on that as we get closer to it. But again, tonight's big story will be the flash freeze. Temperatures drop into the 20s. Skies will clear on up. That will allow those temperatures to drop on down. And lows across the state, generally speaking, looking at a lot of teens in the mountains and a lot of 20s, maybe some low 30s along the eastern plains. Tomorrow, 51 degrees for us in Denver, so that'll melt off a lot of that snow that we picked up last night and today. Northwest winds 5 to 10 miles an hour, but a nice recovery back up into the low 50s. Still a few degrees below average for this time of year, but not all that bad. There's a look at that hour-by-hour forecast. Again, a pretty nice day all in all, especially considering it's been cloudy and snowy throughout much of the day part today. Then as we look at that 7-day forecast, we get those temperatures back up in the 60s before rain and snow early next week, and we could be talking about a fairly healthy storm for the early part of next week. We'll have more details on that as it gets a bit closer, but it is looking like we're going to be seeing some fairly potentially significant impacts Monday and Tuesday of next week, with the potential for maybe another 3, 4, 5, 6 inches plus worth of wet snow in around the Denver metro area. But in the meantime, again, snow lingers through the day today. Most of the accumulation's already over and done with. And then we get that potential for a flash freeze tonight before a much warmer weekend and a much warmer Friday, and then a much warmer weekend after that. Hey, I'll have more on your 9 News at noon forecast, as well as meteorologist Daniel Grant will have more details coming up at 9 News at 4, 5, 6, 9, and 10 on the 9 News Family Network. Stay safe out there. I'm meteorologist Chris Bianchi, and have a great rest of your day.